In this lecture, we will be studying some basic terminologies related to magnetic circuits. So first one is the flux. So we have studied what a magnetic field is. So magnetic field is the region around a magnet where the magnetic effects are felt. And as the magnetic field is invisible, we will use the concept of magnetic lines of force to represent the magnetic field. And flux is a term used for quantifying the magnetic field. So flux is a term used to indicate the amount of magnetic field. It is used for quantifying the magnetic field, and flux is actually the total number of magnetic lines of force around a magnet. It is the total number of flux lines, magnetic lines of force or magnetic flux lines around a magnet. And it is denoted by the letter phi, and its unit is Webers. Unit is Weber, and it is denoted as WB. The unit is denoted as WB, Weber. Now the second term is flux density. So as this term density indicates, it is the flux per unit area. So flux density is the flux per unit area normal to the flux lines. Okay, flux is the total number of flux lines, and the number of flux lines per unit area normal to the flux lines. If we are considering a unit area which is located normal to the flux lines, the total number of flux lines in that area is known as flux density. It is the flux per unit area normal to the flux lines. Flux density is denoted by capital letter B, and it is equal to flux divided by area. Flux is phi divided by area. So A is the area. Now unit of flux density is phi divided by A. Unit of phi is Weber, and that of area is meter square. So unit of flux density is Weber per meter square. One more unit is there for flux density, that is Tesla, denoted as capital letter T. So unit of flux density is either Weber per meter square or Tesla. So total number of magnetic lines of force is known as flux, and the flux per unit area is known as flux density. Now moving on to the next term. So the next term is magnetomotive force, abbreviated as MMF. So we have seen a similar term in case of electric circuits, that was EMF, electromotive force, and we have defined EMF as the force that produces current in an electric circuit. So EMF was the force that causes current to flow in an electric circuit. So similarly, in a magnetic circuit, the MMF or magnetomotive force is the force that producing flux in that magnetic circuit. The force that produces flux in a magnetic circuit is known as the magnetomotive force. So now let us see what is the expression for magnetomotive force. So we have studied electromagnets. So how can we produce an electromagnet? Suppose we have a piece of iron, and this can be converted to an electromagnet by passing current through a coil wound around this iron material. So we have a piece of iron like this, and if we wind a coil around it, and if we pass a current of I amperes through this coil, then a flux will be produced in the iron material. So the iron material will become a magnet. And in this case, the MMF is the number of turns of the coil wound around the iron piece into the current passing through the coil. Okay. So here, this iron piece is converted into a magnet by winding a coil around it and then passing a current through that coil. So flux will be produced in the iron piece, and the MMF which is producing this flux is calculated as the product of number of turns of this coil and the current flowing through the coil. So we can write MMF is equal to number of turns into current. So equation for MMF is N into I, current into number of turns. So what will be the unit? Unit of MMF is, unit of current is ampere, and that of turns is turns, ampere turns. Unit of MMF is ampere turns. This can be abbreviated as AT. So this is MMF, magnetomotive force, the force which produces flux in a magnetic circuit. That is the MMF, and MMF will be equal to number of turns into current. Number of turns of a coil wound around a magnetic material into current passing through that coil will give the magnetomotive force. Now moving on to the next term, which is magnetic field intensity. Magnetic field intensity is also known as magnetizing force or magnetic field strength. All are the same. Magnetic field intensity, magnetizing force or magnetic field strength. And it is the ability of a magnetic material to magnetize other materials. Okay, so magnetizing force. It is the ability of a magnetic material to magnetize another magnetic material. And the magnetizing force or magnetic field intensity can be defined in another way. That is, it is the MMF per unit length of the flux path. It is the MMF per unit length of the flux path. So we can denote this term magnetic field intensity using capital letter H, and it is the MMF per unit length. That is MMF divided by length. MMF is N into I, number of turns into current, divided by L, which is the length of the magnetic flux path. So we can write the magnetizing force or magnetic field intensity H is equal to MMF by length, Ni divided by L, and the unit is, unit of MMF is ampere turns, and that of length is meter. So unit of magnetizing force is ampere turns per meter. So now let us move on to the next term, that is permeability. So let us see what is meant by permeability. Permeability is the ability of a magnetic material to conduct magnetic flux. So it is the ability of a magnetic material to conduct magnetic flux. Okay. So this is similar to a term conductivity in case of electric circuits. The ability of a material to conduct electrical current is known as conductivity. Similarly, in case of a magnetic circuit, the ability of a magnetic material to conduct magnetic flux is known as its permeability. Okay. Or it is the property of a magnetic material by which it can allow the setting up of flux in it, or the property by which it allows the setting up of flux in that particular material. So that property of the material is known as its permeability. Now let us obtain an expression for permeability. Okay, so we have already studied the terms magnetizing force and flux density. Okay, what is magnetizing force? Magnetizing force is the ability of a magnetic material to magnetize another material. Okay, so suppose we have a magnet, it is a magnetic material, and if it is going to magnetize another material. Okay, so this is a magnetic material. This material is already having magnetic properties, and this material can induce magnetization in another material. Okay, and the force by which this material magnetizes the other material is known as the magnetizing force H. The ability of this magnetized material to induce magnetization in another material is known as its magnetizing force H. So due to this magnetizing force H, a flux will be set up in this particular material, and there will be a flux density also. The flux per unit area is known as flux density. Okay, so the flux set up in this material will depend on this H. That is, the flux set up in this material will depend on the force with which this material tries to magnetize this material. Okay, so we can write phi is proportional to H, and if flux is proportional to H, flux density will also be proportional to H. So we can write the flux density in a material will be proportional to the magnetizing force H, the force with which it is getting magnetized. Okay, so we have considered a magnetic material, and this magnetic material is capable of magnetizing another material. Okay, so this material is already having some magnetization. This is an already magnetized material. Then this material is having the ability to magnetize another material. So that ability is known as the magnetizing force. The force with which an already magnetic material can magnetize another material is known as H. So when this material tries to magnetize this material with a force H, a flux will be set up in this material, and if a flux is there, then a flux density will be there, flux per unit area. Now this flux as well as the flux density depends on H. This will be proportional to the force with which it is getting magnetized. So B is proportional to H. So B is proportional to H. The flux density in a material is proportional to the magnetizing force which is used to magnetize that particular material. Now we can replace this proportionality sign by using a constant mu. Okay, so equation will become B is equal to mu into H, or we can write mu is equal to B by H. Okay, this term mu is known as the absolute permeability of the magnetic material. Okay, so mu is known as absolute permeability of the magnetic material. So absolute permeability of a magnetic material is equal to B divided by H. The flux density in the material divided by magnetizing force used to magnetize that material. So mu is the absolute permeability of the magnetic material. Now we have to see another term, that is relative permeability. So now we know what absolute permeability is. Now let us see another term, that is relative permeability. So relative permeability of a medium is the permeability of that medium with respect to the permeability of free space or air. So relative, the word means the permeability of a medium relative to some other medium, and that other medium is the free space or air. So relative permeability is the ratio of absolute permeability of the medium to the permeability of free space. Okay. So relative permeability is defined as the ratio of absolute permeability of a medium to the permeability of free space. So the word itself indicates that it is the permeability of a material or a medium relative to some other quantity, and that other quantity is nothing but the permeability of free space. So relative permeability of a medium is the ratio of absolute permeability of that medium to the permeability of free space. So relative permeability means absolute permeability of any material expressed as a fraction of the permeability of free space. Okay, absolute permeability divided by permeability of free space. So relative permeability can be represented as mu r, mu into r, mu suffix r, not mu into r. Relative permeability is mu suffix r. This will be equal to, we will represent absolute permeability as mu divided by permeability of free space is always represented as mu 0, mu suffix 0, and mu 0 is always having a value 4 pi into 10 raised to minus 7 Henry per meter. Okay, so from this equation we can write absolute permeability mu is equal to mu 0 into mu r. So these equations are very important. Relative permeability is equal to permeability of a material divided by permeability of free space. Relative permeability of a particular material is equal to permeability, absolute permeability of that material divided by permeability of free space. Permeability of free space is 4 pi into 10 raised to minus 7 Henry per meter. So here we can write absolute permeability of a material is equal to mu 0 into mu r, that is permeability of free space into relative permeability of that material. Now what will be the relative permeability of air? So let us see that. So we have to calculate relative permeability of air. Okay, relative permeability is denoted as mu r. So we are going to calculate relative permeability of air. So relative permeability of a medium is equal to absolute permeability of the medium divided by permeability of free space. So here the medium itself is free space. So absolute permeability of the medium is also mu 0 and permeability of free space is also mu 0. Okay, we are considering air or free space as the medium. So mu 0 by mu 0 and it will be equal to 1. So permeability of free space is 1. Permeability of free space or permeability of air. Sorry, note the permeability, relative permeability. Relative permeability of free space or air is 1. Okay, and the absolute permeability is of air is 4 pi into 10 raised to minus 7 Henry per meter. So this is all about permeability, and now let us move on to the next term. So the next term is reluctance. So this term reluctance sounds similar to the term resistance. So we know what resistance is. resistance is the opposition offered by a conductor to the flow of current through it. Similarly, in a magnetic circuit, reluctance of a material is the opposition offered by that material to the setting up of magnetic flux in it. Okay, so opposition offered by a magnetic material to the flux, to the setting up of flux in that material, is known as the reluctance of that material. Okay, opposition to the setting up of flux. And reluctance is denoted by capital letter S. It is denoted by the letter S, and it will be equal to, see, so we have said that the reluctance is equivalent to resistance, and in an electric circuit, resistance is equal to, R is equal to V by I, or we can write it as EMF divided by current. Okay, R is equal to EMF by current. Similarly, in a magnetic circuit, this reluctance will be equal to, EMF. Instead of EMF, the equivalent term in the magnetic circuit is MMF, that is magnetomotive force, divided by current. Equivalent term to current is flux. In a magnetic circuit, the equivalent of current is flux, the magnetic flux. So we can write S is equal to MMF by flux. And we know MMF is equal to N into I, and flux is phi. So S will be equal to Ni by phi. Okay. So from this equation, the unit of reluctance can be ampere turns per Weber. Okay, it is ampere turns per Weber. Now, another equation is also there for reluctance. So we know that the term resistance is directly proportional to length and inversely proportional to area of cross section of the conductor. Similarly, the reluctance S is directly proportional to length of the flux path, length of the magnetic material, and it is inversely proportional to the area of cross section of the magnetic flux path, the path through which the flux is flowing. Okay, so S is proportional to L, and S is proportional to 1 by A, inversely proportional to area of cross section. So we can write S is proportional to L divided by A, and this proportionality can be replaced by a constant 1 by mu. So equation becomes S is equal to L divided by mu A. So this is an important equation for reluctance. S is equal to L divided by mu A, where mu is the absolute permeability of the medium. Okay, mu is the absolute permeability of the medium. So this is what reluctance is. Now let us move on to the next term, that is permeance. So next is permeance, and permeance is defined as the easiness with which magnetic flux is developed in a magnetic material. So it is the ability of a magnetic material to support the setting up of magnetic flux in it. It is the ability of a magnetic material to allow the setting up of flux in it. So that is known as permeance. So on seeing this definition, we can understand that this term is opposite to reluctance. So this term is opposite to reluctance. Reluctance is the opposition to the setting up of flux, and permeance is the easiness with which flux is set up, or ability of a conductor to allow the setting up of flux. So both are having opposite definitions. So we can calculate permeance as the reciprocal of reluctance, not resistance, it is reluctance. Okay, so permeance is the reciprocal of reluctance. So we will denote permeance using capital letter P, and it will be equal to the reciprocal of reluctance, that is 1 by S. So this can be flux divided by MMF, or it can be equal to mu A divided by L, reciprocal of reluctance. So these are the basic terminologies which are important in case of magnetic circuits.